Hey, what is going on, everybody? TomSolder.com, and today we are going to clean some coins. So right now I'm just rinsing off the excess dirt with a little bit of Dawn dish soap, and that's literally all that's in there. Just a little bit of hot water and Dawn dish soap, and then we're gonna take and do a couple different ways to clean the coins. Now, some of them are very much only intended for coins to be returned into circulation, and an example of that would be like a normal non-valuable coin, modern, that's good to only use as money. The other coins we're going to try to be a little bit more careful with and preserve them back to as close to a natural state as possible, so stay tuned and we'll do just that. Alright, so I got it all rinsed off and got most of the dirt off, and basically here's what we have. We've got our wheat cents. These ones we're going to try to conserve, I guess, a little bit more carefully. These are our copper pennies, which I keep those as well. These are zinkins. These are garbage, just because they're all corroded, and there's really nothing you can do about it. These are our clad coins. This we're going to turn back into money. And these are our zinc pennies, which all we're going to do to these is clean them up. So this is actually the least concerning process to me. This is as simple as throwing these in my rock tumbler, which is exactly what I'm going to do with them. And none of these are going to be of value. These ones we're going to take the time to process a little differently. And the goal is to try to stop. You can't see it on this one as much, but we want to stop the deterioration, the green. TR was telling me what it's called, but I think it's called like vertigo or something. But you can see it on this one. It's really bad. And this coin is definitely not in good shape, but it's been underground for a long time. But it'd be cool if we could just get that to look like a regular copper cent. So these are going to soak. This video won't have any more on these. We're going to soak these for a bit in distilled water. So these ones you won't see again for a long time. Maybe in another video I'll bring them back out. But what we're going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to get these in the rock tumbler, and then I'm going to clean these kind of harshly, but it doesn't really matter. They're just pennies. Same as these, they're just pennies. And these are going to unfortunately find their way out. So with that, oh, and here's the pendant. The brooch or pendant, which I believe is just a, what is that, pewter? I believe it's pewter. Really cool nonetheless. So I'm going to get these in the rock tumbler, and then I'm going to come back with my harshest, awesomest cleaning methods to show you how I clean these. I'll be right back. Alright, so now we are going to clean our copper coins. These ones. I had a whoopsie. These are the just copper. They're not the well, we could, I don't know if you can do, yes you can. So we're going to do our copper and our zinc pennies in a salt and vinegar, basically the same thing you put on chips or fries at the fair, solution. And basically we just do this for 5 minutes. So it's 3/4 of a cup of vinegar and 3 teaspoons of salt, and just let them sit for 5 minutes now. Another cool thing you can do with this, and this is, like it says, this is kind of a cool thing you can do. You can actually put steel in here while you're doing this, and you can copper plate the steel, because it's actually removing a layer of all the junk and a layer of copper. So that's why it's not recommended for your collectibles, but it can absolutely clean your copper. And I'll flip you around and let you see what's going on in here. As you can see, the zinc pennies are already looking like brand new. So we'll give the others some time, come back in here and see how they did. All right, so I went ahead and pulled the plug on this for now. These coins are way better than they were, and it's definitely doing the trick in the tumbler. However, it's super late, and that tumbler is super loud and annoying. The zinc pennies came out awesome, and the copper pennies, well, I'm not so sure. I use the same method to clean both the copper and the zinc. The zinc you don't leave in for very long because you don't want the copper layer to wear away. And I think I left these in for too long. I think I overcooked them. But they had a lot of corrosion on them. And you can see the surface is almost like a reverse. It's like the frosty surface instead of the struck surface. I might have left them in for too long. But hey, I'm learning. And it definitely has a very strong, obviously it's acid because it's, vinegar, but it took the stuff right off of them. But if I wasn't busy, doing other things while I was doing this, I would have paid more attention to them. But these were funny story. Acetone eats acrylic, which I already knew, but I thought my little trays I use were plastic instead of acrylic. And I actually soaked 3 of these in acetone first. That was my first test because acetone's pretty good at cleaning stuff. And they got stuck to the acrylic tray. So I lost 3 of the coppers that I was testing with acetone. And basically, I like tinkering and I like playing and I like science. And this was really more or less just an excuse for me to play with stuff. And in general, I knew the baking soda and vinegar trick, but I wasn't aware of this salt and vinegar. So I had to give it a try, and I did. And it definitely did a pretty good job of getting the grime off of these. However, again, like I said, it kind of left a frosted, not exactly what you want. Not ideal. But again, I would never do this to a numismatic coin. But we are going to use the distilled water method, which takes a little bit longer, and then potentially olive oil if it doesn't do the trick for our wheat cents. I'm not touching them until I get that distilled water in. But yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming this one was one maybe somebody tried to clean in the past. Chris, I don't know if you did, but let me know. Because it's got that, like it's been pretty well wiped off compared to these ones. And I didn't do anything to it yet. But if you know a better way for me to do these, let me know in the comments. Or send me an email, tomsgolddirt@gmail.com, because I definitely want to get better at this. Because obviously I have no real reason to want to clean coins, but I in all things, we should strive to do our best. And this result didn't make me very happy. It's still cool. I mean, it's still copper, and it goes in my big bag of copper pennies. I keep every copper penny I have because they're worth about a penny and, about penny and 1.9 cents or something like that in copper. So definitely keep anything from 1982 and before. Some of the 1982s I think are zinc, but definitely the copper ones, they're worth like 2 cents a piece. So anyway, I'm getting tired. I'm sorry this video wasn't exactly as informative as that I had set out to put out. But definitely, your clad coins, you just shove them in don't do copper and clad in the same, but you can put your clad coins in your metal or your rock tumbler with some media, and they'll definitely tumble back to good if you have time. I didn't have time today, but they will tumble back to normal. Well, mostly normal. And then, use some kind of chemical. You can use fast orange. Fast orange absolutely does work, but it's obviously also a surface. It's going to change the surface. So anyway, I am super tired, and I'm so sorry. I'm about to yawn. Yep, there it was. But yeah, so we used vinegar and salt. It was 3/4 of a cup of vinegar, white distilled vinegar, and 3 teaspoons of salt to make that brine, which is what cleaned these. I mean, this is like immaculate. This was not immaculate when we started. These ones, I left them in too long, I think. But anyway, with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Gold luck, God bless. I'll see you all in the next one.